Have you ever imagined living hundreds of years ago when battles were fought with mighty ships and sharp blades instead of modern guns? In the southern seas of the Philippines, the Moors stood strong, defending their freedom with courage, skills, and pride. In this presentation, I will talk about the ancient vessels and weapons of the Moros. These were used many years ago in the southern Philippines. For the Moros, ships and weapons were not just for fighting. They were also part of their culture, pride, and identity. They showed how smart and brave our ancestors were in protecting their lands and way of life. These creations remind us that our history is not only about struggles but also about the skills and creativity of the Filipino people.
Let us start with the ships. The first ship is called the Karay. This was a very large vessel built from bamboo, wood, and nipa palm. It could carry more than 100 men, making it very strong on the seas. It was about 25 meters long and 6 meters wide. The Karay also carried a cannon at the front, ready for battle. What made it even more amazing was its speed. With 30 to 60 oars on each side, it could move faster than most European ships of the time. This shows that the Moros were very skilled in building and using ships. The Karay became a symbol of their control of the seas and their ability to protect their territories from foreign invaders. Next is the Salisipan. Unlike the Karay, this boat was small and light, but this was its strength. The Salisipan was made for fast coastal raids. It could move quietly along the shore, attack suddenly, and escape quickly. Even though it was small, it was very useful in battles because of its speed and surprise. Salisipan proved that the Moors valued not only strength but also strategy. It showed how they could use different kinds of ships depending on the situation, proving their skills in both war and survival. Now, let's move on to the weapons of the Moros. The first weapon is the Kalis. This sword was said to have a mythical side. For the Moros, it was not only for fighting but also a symbol of courage and strength. Warriors who carried the Kalis were respected not just for their skill but also for their bravery. The second weapon is the barong. This was used by Tausug warriors. The barong had a single-edged leaf-shaped blade that was about 1 meter long. It was made of thick steel and strong enough to cut Spanish firearms in close combat. The barong was very powerful and feared by many. It was both a weapon of war and its tool. It showed how skilled the Moros were in forging blades. Next is the kris. This weapon was both for battle and for ceremony. It could be as long as 1.2 meters and it was carried not only by riders but also by nobles and high-ranking officials. Its blade could be straight or wavy, making it easy to recognize. The kris was more than a sword. It also showed power, status, and honor. To carry a kris was to carry a piece of culture and identity. And lastly, the kampilan. This was a heavy sword that looked very intimidating. Sometimes it was decorated with hair to scare enemies. At the tip of the blade were 2 horns, which could even be used to lift the head of a defeated enemy. The kampilan was not only a weapon, but also a strong symbol of dominance and bravery. It stood as proof of how fierce and determined the Moros were in defending their homeland.
To end, the Karay and Salisipan gave the Moros mastery of the seas, while the Kalis, barong, kris, and kampilan gave them strength in battle. These ships and weapons proved the Moros were not only brave warriors, but also a resourceful, creative people. Their legacies still remind us today for the courage and skills of our ancestors, showing us that history is alive in the traditions and pride we continue to carry.